Hi there, this is Elaina, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to cleanse and detox your body while you're in isolation or anytime this spring, really, any time of year. A good time of year to do a cleanse or a detox is at the change of season. So, as it turns to spring or as it turns to summer, but really any time during that season is a great time. You can follow the cycles of the moon if you want. The waxing moon is when it's pushing full, which means it's a better time to nourish. And the waning moon is after the full moon. So the full moon and the 2 weeks after is when it's a pulling moon. So that's a better time to detox. And you'll find that your laundry actually gets cleaner. If you've read any of the books on the moon cycles, you find that that's a good time for cleansing and purification. So what you would want to do during the 2 weeks following the full moon is just lighten your diet. It doesn't have to be an intense detox. It can just be things like eliminating sugar and gluten from your diet. If you want to go a little deeper, you could add in smoothies and green juices and maybe blended soups and broths, and that could be any kind of broth, whether it's a vegan vegetable broth or a bone broth. And so the idea of this is just to eliminate the digestive, the burden on the digestive tract. So you'd want to have, like, let's just say, for instance, you could still enjoy coffee in the morning, black coffee, maybe without the cream. Get rid of all the dairy in your diet. If you need something in there, you could have a little bit of almond milk, homemade almond milk, or something like that. If you want to just eliminate caffeine as well, then you can do herbal teas in the morning. And then when you start to feel your first sign of hunger, maybe around 10 or 11 a.m., you can have a celery juice with lemon in it or any kind of green juice. I prefer to have people do it without the apple or carrots or beet because those are higher glycemic, but really just depending on where you're at. If you're someone who's been on sugar and gluten and dairy and grains and things that are higher glycemic anyway, maybe going cold turkey is going to be a little too harsh. So really, it's all about where you're at now and where you want to go, right? Where are you now and where are you heading? So you could, let's say you want to just do a 5-day cleanse. So you could start with the first 2 days still on your black coffee, like eliminating the cream from it. And then by the third day, you can go to herbal tea, like you can wean yourself off or switch to decaf. And then by the third day, you just stop. And then the other thing is you can start doing your green juices the first 2 or 3 days as your 11 a.m. drink with a little apple in it, like half of an apple. And then by the third day, you wean down to quarter of an apple. So by the 5th day, there's no sweet things in your juice, no carrot, no beet, no apple. And it'd be things like celery and parsley and cilantro and kale and cucumber and a little lemon, some ginger. Those will all be great. We have all these recipes on the website, so you can click to our free juicing course, which we'll link below this video. So don't worry about how to make it and what the recipes are, because those are on the website. And then the next thing you would do is maybe after you've had your green juice, you can have, instead of lunch, you could have a blended smoothie around noon, because it takes about 1 hour for that green juice to get through your system. And a blended smoothie could consist of, again, we have recipes on the website, but you could have some berries in there, some avocado, maybe some almond butter, water, some spirulina or chlorella or some kind of green powder. There's one called Vitamineral Green, which has a blend of grasses, which are really healthy and alkalizing for the body. So what we're trying to do now is just get the body back to its alkaline state and help the digestive system to stop having to process all the food you're putting in, especially if you're eating meats or grains or heavier foods. And then let's say, so you've had that for lunch, and then maybe 2 o'clock you get hungry again. Every 2 hours you might want to have something. You could have another juice at that time. Or you could have a blended soup. And we again have this recipe on the website, but it could be avocado with some zucchini, maybe a garlic clove in there, a little bit of salt, some veggie broth or some bone broth, whatever suits your fancy. And you can blend all that up with maybe a handful of spinach or a handful of kale or something like that. And you could blend it with hot tea or hot broth. And then that's like a hot warming soup, but it's still on the raw food side. And that should keep you nourished. If you do a blender full, you could just continue to have that through the rest of the day. You could have another smoothie in the evening if you want, but you guys kind of get the idea. Just maybe up to 6 beverages a day, whether it's tea or green juice or a green smoothie or a soup. It could be a blended soup, or it could be even a cooked cauliflower. You could cook some cauliflower in some broth and blend that in the blender. lower your salt intake at this time. So try and like cut back on the salt you're using or don't use any at all. And this is kind of just a nice way to cleanse and detoxify your body. Maybe in the evening, you look forward at 5 p.m. to a big salad with lots of shredded vegetables and, you know, just a drizzle of olive oil and lemon juice, something really basic. And, you know, all the vegetables you want on there, jicama, shredded beets, shredded carrots, arugula, sprouts, whatever you can get your hands on. Stay away from nuts, but you could have some sprouted seeds like sunflower or pumpkin seeds. The nuts are going to be a little harder to digest. Almond milk might be okay in your coffee, like I mentioned, in moderation, but you could even wean yourself off of the milk by the end of the 5 days. So this is just a great way to do a light detox and cleanse in combination with the other things we're sharing with you guys on this spa treatment, like your skin brushing and your oil pulling and your enemas and your face treatments and all the different things you can do to just make yourself healthier this month or this season. And so I hope that you take this to heart and at least try and incorporate something. If nothing else, is to eliminate maybe the gluten and the sugar, do some blended foods for a day, even 1 or 2 days, whatever works for you. But I just want to invite you to like look deeper into cleansing. If you're really interested in a cleanse, we have a 5-day liver detox and flush with all the recipes, and you can get supplements and really like go deeper with the cleansing of your liver. So we do have that available as well on purejoyplanet.com. So thanks for tuning in, and I enjoy your cleanse.